Hey girl, hey, welcome back. Welcome back. You made it to video too, cause you the so you made it back. So anyway, you clicked on this video because you wanted to know 5 ways that you could lock in. Like 5 ways in the beginning of 2025, because we still fresh in the month. You could lock in. I'm not talking about New Year's resolutions, right? I'm not telling you that you got to have New Year's resolutions, that you going to change everything, that you going to do all the things. You going to lose weight. You going to save money. You going to do all this. Okay, listen, ain't nothing wrong with having goals. There is nothing wrong with having goals. But the problem is that when y'all have goals and y'all say that y'all going to do something and y'all don't do it, y'all give up. Y'all be like, well, I stopped going to the gym. I said I was going to lose weight and I missed 2 days, so I'm done. Y'all said that y'all was going to save money and then you spend money on something else instead of saving it, and then you stopped. And then you was done. You said it was a wrap. Finito. Yeah, no, we're not going to do that anymore, because realistically, change is hard. And nobody ever tells y'all that, because they really just make y'all feel bad because you're not making your New Year's resolutions, or they're like, you're really not going to change, and you be letting the opinions of others stop you from your greatness. We got to stop that right now. Like, if you're going to keep watching this video, that's the first thing I want you to do. And it's not even a step. That is the first thing that I want you to do, is shut out the opinions of others. A part of being tunnel vision really is about shutting out the world, right? Shutting out the opinion of others, shutting out your friends if they're not positive, shutting out other people. Like, that's a part of being tunnel vision. So that's the first step. And that's not even on my list of steps that I have for y'all. But that's the first thing y'all gonna do, is shut out the world and forget about the opinions of others, because it's not their goals, it's your goals. And if you want to accomplish what you want to accomplish, then you gotta shut them down. Okay? So that ain't step 1, but that's the step before step 1. Okay, we're gonna call that step 0. That's ground 0. That's where you gonna have to start if you want to get to where you want to go. All right. Now we're gonna refocus. The first step to locking in is, number 1, knowing where you want to go. We can't drive nowhere. Like, literally, we can't drive nowhere if we don't know where we're going. I can't just get in my car and say that I'm finna drive because I'm hungry and I don't know where I want to go. So the first step in locking in and achieving your goals is giving yourself an ideal of where you want to go. And it doesn't necessarily have to just be a goal. It can be just like a place you want to be. So for example, let's say by the end of the year, I want to be happier, right? I'm going to ask myself, like, 1, what does happiness look like for me? Happiness can mean having more money. Happiness can mean spending more time with friends. Happiness can mean that I'm just not as sad as I used to be, right? So you figuring out where you want to go is not necessarily like these small, like these goals that everybody marks out. Sometimes it can just be you visualizing what you want your life to be like whenever you get to the end game of that. So that's the first thing we're going to do. We're going to visualize what we want. And we're going to paint this picture of what we want in our head. We're going to do visualization of it. By the end of the year, what do I want my life to look like? And what do I want my life to feel like? And what needs to happen in order for me to make that reality? So whatever I see in my head, what do I need to do to make that reality? So that's the first step. Paint the picture of where we're going. Baby, we need a roadmap before we get there. We need a roadmap. We need to know where we're going. If we're going to the mountains, what mountain? Like, how long is it gonna take? Like, we need to know that. Where are we going? So that's the first step. Paint the picture of where we are going, and then also write it down. Okay, so we paint the picture to where we're going. If you don't write it down, make a video about it. One of the things that I have started telling my clients that I do for myself, and I honestly been doing this since I want to say 2016. I have been really doing this thing where I video journal. And I video journal because, like, realistically, y'all, I get tired of writing. I'm in school. I work in corporate America. I own a business. I have to read and I have to write all the time. So, child, I don't really be feeling like pulling out like a pen and paper and actually writing down what's in my brain. So I've really got in the habit since 2016 of like doing video journals. And if you've never done it, like, you should really do it, because not only does it work for me, my clients have been like, oh, that has been a game changer. And sometimes life is just busy, y'all. Life is hectic and you don't have time to be like sitting down mapping stuff out. Also, sometimes some of y'all live in a house with people that's nosy, so they might be going through your stuff. So video journaling is like chef kiss. It'll change the way you are processing the things in your head. So how do you do that? You really just turn on your phone and talk to it. That's it. Whatever's going on in your mind, whatever's going on in your heart, talk to it. So when you start to think about, number one, where we're going, what's the roadmap, I want you to open up your phone and talk about, at the end of this year, what do I want my life to look like? That's it. That's the only question that you have to ask yourself. At the end of the year, what do I want my life to look like? Okay. Now, since we got there, now we're going to go to step 2. Yes, step 2. Number 1 was pretty easy. So you had a preliminary one. That is getting rid of all of the people who saying negative stuff about you and dismissing the voices of others because it's not their goals, it's your goals. The first step was to get a picture of where you're going and start video journaling. Open up your phone, press play, video journal about how you want your life to look at the end of the year. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to step 2. All right, so with step 2, what you're gonna do is, if I said at the end of the year I want to lose 30 pounds, I'm just gonna say that because I really do need to lose 30 pounds, but I'm just saying that as an example. So at the end of the year, if I want to lose 30 pounds, what I'm gonna do is write down everything that I need to do to be able to lose 30 pounds. Okay, and I mean, I want you to start at the minute thing. If you don't have a gym membership, it may be like researching a gym membership. That may be step 1. Okay, researching a gym membership. If like you don't want to do the gym and you want to work out at home, it literally may be finding a 30-minute video on YouTube to do every day, or a 30-minute workout that like I might be interested in. It could be like, hell, looking at TikTok somewhere, finding people who work out. It could be just that simple. If that's step 1, that's like step 1. Okay. So once you do that and you figure out, oh, this is how much it costs for this gym, or I found at least 3 people on YouTube that I like that I want to do exercises with, then you're going to do the next step. What is the next step? The next step is probably like carving out time to actually do this, right? Don't start fast. Don't be like, I'm going to work out every day. No, say I might work out once a week if that's all I can do. Right? Or I might work out every other day if that's all I can do. So I want you to like start slow, right? Implement your workouts, but start slow. And then you want to think about food, right? How are you going to change your food? Are you going to change small things? Do you need to research some stuff? Right. So whatever you do, the second thing is to map out everything that you need to do or you could do to make that big goal happen at the end of the year. So I still ain't told you to make no action yet, right? All I said was think about where you're going, number 1, and number 2, map out the steps to get there. Okay. So once we do that, we are already heading in the right direction to be locked in, because we're taking it day by day, thing by thing. Some reasons sometimes that you guys don't achieve these goals and you're not able to lock in is because if you don't see that big thing happening overnight, you give up. If it's not happening fast enough for you, you give up. And so giving ourselves these like small things to do over time actually like helps us achieve our goals. Like it helps us get to where we need to be. So like start slow and drown out everybody else telling you that there's other ways to do it. It's a lot of different ways to skin a cat, baby. But the way that works for you is the way that's going to work for you to help you achieve your goals. All right. So that's it. Number 2 was map out everything that you need to do to get to that goal by the end of the year. All right. Number 3 is kind of what I started talking about in the front. And this may be the biggest thing. Okay. This may be one of the biggest things out of everything that I said that you need to do. Number 3 is eliminate distractions. Let me say that again. Eliminate the distractions. Yeah. And that can be anything. That could be your friends. That could be your family. That could be your man. That could be anything that is distracting you from the goal that you need from the goal that you have, from the thing that you want to do. That doesn't mean get rid of them completely, but that may mean that you got to reduce the time that you're spending with them. That means that you got to reduce the time that they're talking to you, meaning that what people are saying to you goes into your brain. Whether you believe it or not, if you're hearing someone say you can't lose weight, you're not going to lose weight. You're not going to be able to do it. You can't do it. You can't do it. If you hear that every day, do you think that you're going to be able to do it? No, because all of these things that the people are saying to you is infiltrating your thoughts. And so their thoughts are going to become your thoughts. So I need you to eliminate anything that is a potential distraction, or if you don't eliminate it, just reduce it. We're not saying you got to completely take it away, but we're saying reduce it. You're going to reduce it in small increments, right? I may talk to you every day, but now I maybe need to talk to you, every other day. I might talk to you every day for 4 hours, but now I need to talk to you for 3 hours. Okay? So eliminate the distractions or reduce the distractions. That's another big part of it. But number 4 is just simply learn how to play the long game, right? Which means that I can do this over time, and eventually I'm going to reach my goal if I do this over time. If I do this enough over time and I have a strategy to make this work, that eventually the thing I want to see is the thing that's going to happen. For example, me and YouTube. Right now, as I'm making this video, I got about 7 subscribers. That's all I got. That's all I got. I got about 7 subscribers, right? But I realized that if I open this app next week and I only have 8 subscribers, I'm not a failure, because this is a long game, right? This is not going to come overnight. This is not going to come fast. It is going to come with me being consistent, me showing up for myself, but also me showing up for you, me recording, me doing content, me pushing myself out, me promoting myself on other apps so that people can come over here and learn what we learn and talk about what we're talking about. So patience, play the long game. It will happen if you put in the work. If you do not put in the work, it will not happen. If you give up, it's not going to happen. If you ever heard the phrase, because I love phrases, like y'all, I love quotes. Quotes, chef quiz. I love quotes. I love positive quotes. I love memes. I love all of the things, and I'm going to tell you why I love them. I love all of the quotes, all of the things, all of those things, because guess what? Like, you have enough negative thoughts in your brain. Every day, if we talk about the stuff that you think about, I bet you be thinking you ain't enough. I bet you be thinking you kind of control your thoughts. I bet you be thinking that everything is like going bad, that it's not going to get better, that you sad, that you be thinking all of these negative thoughts. And sometimes when we have like all of these negative thoughts in our brain, like for real, it is going to be hard for us to accomplish things. Sometimes we have like these nervous defeatist thoughts is what we call them. So in mental health, we call those thoughts defeatist thoughts. Like if I've already defeated myself in my brain, I'm definitely not going to be able to conquer the thing that's in front of me. So I love quotes so much, because quotes is challenging my brain with something else. I might say I can't do it, but I might read a quote or a Bible scripture that says I could do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Right? So I'm challenging that negative thought that I had with something that's positive, or something that is counterintuitive to what I'm thinking. So the more good things I have in here, the less bad things get to like determine the way that I move or determine how I approach my goals. So that's why I love quotes. I love quotes because they are replacements for the negative thoughts in my brain, especially in moments where I don't even have the strength to come up with positive things anyway. So if I don't have the strength to come up with positive things, I just find positive things to watch. I find positive things to listen to. I find positive things to just read, to like ingrain in my brain that what I'm thinking right now is not true. Okay, so back to the quote that I was talking about. The quote that I love so much about playing the long game is that you're gonna miss 100% of the shots that you do not take. So if you don't even try, you're not going to accomplish it. You're not going to do it. So shoot the shot, okay? Shoot the shot. Throw the ball in the hoop. I don't care if you hit the rim. You can learn something from missing. Sometimes missing is not failure. Missing the shot is an opportunity to go back and say, what can I do different? So we don't lose by not getting the thing right away. We actually gain because we learn what to do different at the next time. So again, I'm going to say that again. We do not lose by trying. We actually learn. We learn what to do differently the next time. Okay? So shoot the shot. You're going to miss 100% of them that you do not take. All right, let's move on to the next step. The next step is probably the most important step out of this whole thing. And that is be kind to yourself. Be nice to you. Because I'm going to wait for it. I'm going to say this and I'm going to wait for it. Okay? What are you telling yourself? What are the negative things that you telling yourself? Because I got a feeling that y'all talk bad about yourself, probably more bad than other people talk about y'all. So what are you telling yourself every day, honey? Be kind to yourself. Because just like other people's words penetrate your brain, your words penetrate your brain. Because what you say out of your mouth goes into your ears, and what goes into your ears is in your brain. And you just keep recycling it over and over and over. So be nice to yourself. Okay? I need you guys to get in the habit of being nice to yourself and saying things that are going to uplift you, even if you don't believe it yet. Be nice to you. Be kind to you. The people that you like in your life the most, I always tell people this, okay? Sometimes people can give the best advice to other people. They can tell other people what to do. They can show up for other people, but they can't show up for themselves. So I want you to think about the person in your life right now that you love the most. And if they called you and they were sad, or they called you and they were unhappy, or they called you and didn't believe that they could do something that they wanted to do, what would you tell them? What would you say to them? Your favorite person now. Not the person that you really don't like. Not that person. But the person that is your favorite person. And they call you for encouragement. Because if you literally made it to the end of this video, I know you are the type of person that gives encouragement to everybody else. I 100% for sure know that. Like, I don't even know who's else watching this. But if you made it to this point in the video, you are one of those people who give back to others and you want other people to be okay so bad, even when you're suffering. Okay? So I need you to think about the person you love the most, and if they called you and they needed encouragement from you, what would you say to them? That's what I need you to start saying to yourself. Okay? That is exactly what I need you to start saying to yourself. Matter of fact, I'm about to give you homework. This free counseling. I'm about to give you homework. What I need you to do is write down the statements that you would tell your person that you love the most. What would you say to them if they was feeling sad? What would you say to them if they needed encouragement? What would you say to them if they thought they couldn't do something that you know that they can do? Write those down. And the next time you start feeling like you ain't that girl, the next time you start feeling like you can't do it, I need you to go back and read it. I need you to remind yourself that you that. Like, you need to remind yourself that every day. And if you still don't know and you still don't believe it, girl, write it on your mirror with lipstick. Write it on your mirror with lipstick. I remember, y'all, I had like started working at this like prestigious institution, and like I was the only black girl. And not only was I the only black girl there, child, I came in there, this at the time where Beyonce had her blonde long braids. Baby, I came in there with some blonde lemonade braids and some red lipstick. Yep, I did. In a room where everybody else did not look the same as me. Okay, in a room where everybody was like so studious, so prestige. And I remember walking in there, and there was like one of the first times in my life that my confidence like felt really low. Like I like literally was like, do I belong here? And when I say prestigious, like everybody was like psychologists, everybody was like MDs, PhDs. And while I'm like almost done with mine at this time, when it was like earlier in my career, like I had not got it. So it was like that imposter syndrome of like questioning why I was in the room, but also feeling like my confidence was low, like I didn't belong in this room. And I like started second guessing who I was. Like, was my lipstick too much? Was my hair too much? And like really started second guessing, was like, did I need to switch stuff up because of where I was? And so the way I navigated that was, one, talking to people who like reminded me who I was. And I remember one of my friends saying at the time is like, if you got the job and you're in the room, you're supposed to be in the room. And just because you are in the room doesn't mean that you got to acclimate to who is in the room. Like if everybody else is gray, you don't become gray when you yellow. You stay yellow and you make everybody else brighten up their lights. And so I remember her saying it, and I was like, you know what? Yes, I'm going to be Chrissy no matter what. Like, if I go in this room and nobody says hey, and I'm the only person that's like, hey, that is me. I'm authentically me. So I'm going to show up as me, and I'm not going to let these environments change me. But I also had to do something else too. Like I remember like taking my laptop into these rooms, and I had to like put on sticky notes everything I loved about myself, which meant that I was intelligent, I was smart, I was kind, I was loving, I was inquisitive, and I like wrote all of these things about myself that I loved so much, and I would like keep it on my laptop. So when I was in these meetings and I started to feel like I didn't belong there, I started to feel like imposter syndrome, I would look down at my sticky note and remind myself in real time who I was. And the more I did that, the more I got acclimated to being there, the more I started like just being comfortable. And I started being comfortable with people being uncomfortable with me, because you being uncomfortable with my red lips and hair is your problem, not mine, okay? Because at the end of the day, whether you're an MD, PhD, whatever D's you have behind your name, baby, we are at the same table, talking about the same things, working at the same place. Okay, so my confidence grew as I stayed there longer, and I definitely was successful in that place, but it took a little minute to get there. So this is my encouraging word for you. You have the 5 things that you need to do, plus extra, to lock in, to start working on these goals that you set and the things that you told yourself that you wanted to do this year. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please, it was a long video, so take your time getting through it. And if you got any questions about how you need to lock in, you got any questions about anything that I said, drop the comments below and I'll make a follow-up video, because there's a lot of stuff in this. Like, you got free counseling, girl. You got free tips. You learn to reframe your thoughts and you didn't even know. I was doing CBT. You don't know what that is? That's cognitive behavior therapy. Y'all was getting it for free. You ain't even have to pay for it. But subscribe to my channel so you can keep getting these things, because again, I told y'all, this is not going to be all cute stuff, girl. Sometimes it's going to be how to change your life. And some things is just all creasy, but other things is just psychology. So if you like what you hear, you want to hear more things like this, please press the subscribe button. You can follow me on TikTok, the different content. I'm a little crazy over there, but if you want to see it, go over there. I don't be on Instagram like that. That's not where you need to go. But follow me here, subscribe. Go to TikTok if you want to see shorter things of me. But I love you as always. See you again. Deuces.